The room is alive with shadows. Cardinal Santiago of Clan La Sombra himself appears made of writhing shadows as he steps from a pool of inky darkness and into his chambers. From this high-rise building in downtown Detroit, it's impossible for him to see the lights of Chicago. Yet the city burns as brightly as the sun in his mind whenever he looks west. It's there, he thinks. Somewhere. The true cross. The answer to everything. He moves to the table set up in the center of the room. It is ancient, almost as ancient as he is, and was made in Constantinople 2,000 years ago, when he was still young. It is inlaid with copper and gold and marked with the various occult sigils he's learned in his long life, the ones that have kept track of his prize all these years. His skin, when he reaches out to touch the table, is old and brown and brittle as ancient parchment. Shadows coil and move beneath it. Now he feels the call of the long sleep, but he's too close to his goal, too close to robbing the antediluvians of their imminent victory. Hold on a little longer, he thinks. He looks over his shoulder as the door to his room opens.
God damn it, Padre, I was eating fucking dinner. What do you want?
You're always eating, Carter. Your appetites are mighty.
I mean, when food's aplenty, why not?
As your greatest strength. If you're not careful, it may be your undoing.
It ain't yet.
One must control his appetites, lest they get the better of him. There's a rag there you can use to clean yourself if you want.
It was a piece of grade A. What'd you expect?
Carter. Come here.
Carter, walks over and instinctually kind of kneels. Yeah.
The long night approaches. It's time for you and your pack to get to work. I need you to go to Chicago and raise a bit of hell. Nothing major. Just enough to draw Batiste to Camarillo Scourge. Your actions don't have to be successful beyond that. Sacrifice whoever you need. I'm sure you can come up with something appropriate.
Sure. A little chaos, a little trouble. That's kind of my brand. I think I'll get a couple of the good old boys and gals. I know a couple who just might be game. Oh, and I'd love to see her work again. That's for sure. Don't worry, I'll form up the pack. We'll head down there and have us a little bit of a party. Shovel style. Grab a dozen randos off the street and turn them loose in the city. Shock and awe, motherfucker. Shock and awe.
Whatever you like. You've rarely disappointed me. Make sure a few of them survive, though. 4. Don't put them through the rites. Turn them and set them to the side. Let them be rescued. And here, put this in one of them. And he hands you a shard of black glass, about the size of a scalpel blade, just as sharp.
All right. Seems like you're up to something. Tell you what, maybe the boss. And I may have to do your bidding from time to time, but if mine lives, I get to keep it.
He looks at you in a way that says, do what you must. Bring Vesper with you. Have her use vicissitude to hide this in one of the 4 chosen.
I don't like fucking with the dragons, but if you insist.
I insist. That'll be all.
Done deal.
As you turn to leave, Carter, you see thin tendrils of shadow emerge from within the depths of the Cardinal's mouth. They worm their way towards 4 black candles placed on the table. As the tendrils of inky blackness reach these candles, the candles light up one by one with a purple-black flame that burns but seems to absorb light rather than emit any. As you close the door behind you, you hear the Cardinal whisper. And when the 4 dark lights burn out, the long darkness begins.
Spooky son of a bitch.